You live your life by a code, an ethos. Every man does. It's your shoreline. It's what guides you home. And trust me, you're always trying to get home.
Before you join the SEALs, before another SEAL pins your trident on you, before you even get within 1,000 yards of the grinder or Hell Week, you learn the code. As my buddy Chief Dave says in the clip, the code is your shoreline. See, the same is true for our Christian walk. Faith is, of course, the inspiration and where the journey begins, but it's the commitment to knowing and then living out the values we believe in. That's how you live a life of valor. So let's start by looking at some of the tenets of the code the SEALs live by and how it applies to your faith.
Your father's grandfather gave up his life flying a B-24 in World War II. He kept the Liberator aloft just long enough for everyone to jump, and then he went down with the plane. That's the blood that courses in your veins.
Woven throughout the entire code of the U.S. Navy SEALs is the acknowledgement of the proud history of this elite group of men. Every SEAL knows that to join is actually a privilege. We are a brotherhood with a proud tradition and a heritage of honor. It's a high calling.
But most importantly, you must accept that high calling and the responsibility that goes with it. What about your lineage? See, sometimes we have a tendency to think of our faith in purely personal terms, my walk, my small group, my church. You see, we come from a rich history with a proud tradition.
Consider the brothers who came before us nearly 2,000 years ago, the apostles, who were the first doubters and the first believers. The early missionaries who, at great risk to themselves, spread God's word across an ancient world.
The martyrs who willingly died for their beliefs.
Yeah.
The monks of the Dark Ages who literally saved the written word from disappearing off the face of the earth. The king's soldiers who fought and died for the Holy Land.
The master artists of the Renaissance who've inspired billions with the work of their hands. The pilgrims who crossed the sea to the New World to escape persecution. The forefathers of our own country who gave us the freedoms we all enjoy.
The scientists, doctors, philosophers, engineers, and educators, all along the way who brought us into the modern age. And the philanthropists, workers, and volunteers who for 2 millennia built and staffed the world's hospitals, orphanages, schools, universities, all of which are Christian inventions.
As the Apostle Peter once said, we are part of a royal priesthood. Let that sink in for a minute. You are part of that royal priesthood. That's a high calling. What's more, you've been offered this calling by none other than that creator of the universe. It's time to accept that high calling and the responsibility that goes with it.
Remember, there are others before you who have stepped up and led a life of valor, and there will be more long after you're in the ground. Do your part. Make them proud.